Stay tuned, everybody. We're working on all this stuff for this elk hunt coming up. Man, we got so much new stuff. But one thing we always got to worry about is what you're going to eat. Hey, if you would, hit that like and subscribe button up here, and we'd sure appreciate it. Share it with somebody. Can't thank you enough for joining us today. Well, of course, you can't be out in the great wild yonder without eating, right? We can't go without eating any day, but especially when you're going to be burning off probably, they say, on average of 2,500 to 4,000 calories a day out there, walking through the mountains. And so, of course, I want to go over a couple things here. So today on the show, we're actually going to eat one of these Peak Refuels and see what it's all about here. Go through the whole thing here if you've never done one before. But this is the Backcountry Bison Bowl. The one thing I did notice real quick, if you're like me, obviously I've lost a bunch of weight, but my blood pressure is what I have issues with. And the protein's good on here. I think it's like, I don't know, 42 grams of protein. The problem is the sugar's not real bad. You're looking at about 3 grams of it. But the sodium, if you eat this whole packet, is 1,480 milligrams of sodium. So a lot of sodium, a lot of sodium. So but they say these are the best if you're going to eat these. And I've also got here, so Toaks is who I'm going with for my, cooking deal here. But what's neat is, of course you can't get the Toaks long spoon in there, but that long spoon's going to come in handy, trying to reach down in this container here. So okay, this part of the video right here, you guys will notice that obviously you missed me putting the water in there in the totes pot, and it takes 14 ounces for that meal, that peak meal. So I've already poured the 14 ounces in there, and we've got the timer running. So in this video, I wanted to kind of show how long it really took to, get your meal out, get the water out. And obviously, reason we're boiling the water, it asks for boiled water, but if we're out in the wilderness, we'll be using, either river water or pond water or whatever. Notice me sticking my finger in there, which that's probably not safe to do. But anyways, the timer's running right there, and I think by the time this video gets caught up right here, I explain a little bit more of what I'm doing. So, like I said, sorry about the sound, you guys, but I think there's some good details right at the end of this video. All right, the water is boiling. So that took about 4.5 minutes for that water to start boiling. But the handles, I can tell the handles are a little warm. So we're going to set this out of the way. So everybody's right about that on the Toaks. That's a little warm, that water is. All right, it says remove the air. Here we go again. The air oxygenator. I don't know, people. Anyways, so here we go. We're going to add the 14 ounces of boiling water to this. This is actually my supper tonight, so I do not want to mess this up. So if it is, I'm going to get hungry. So it says to stir it real good. Probably like anything else, the better you stir it. What is amazing, though, that these bags can handle that boiling water, and let me tell you, she's hot. So, I got the timer still. I'm gonna let the timer start running again, cause I kind of want to see what the whole process is. Cause we gotta wait 10 minutes. So that was 4 minutes, and I'm gonna clear that. So I've stirred it good. So now I'm gonna set that on there.
Now he says to close this baby up. So now we gotta wait 10 minutes, it says. 10 minutes. So there we go. We gotta wait 10 minutes. But, so obviously while we're waiting on that, let's go ahead and see if, you know, that titanium, that's amazing right there. That titanium cooled down that quick. So that is amazing. So we was probably there just a minute or two, and that titanium had cooled down. That's still a little bit warm, that little thing is. So, so that thing's still a little bit warm. The actual burner is. Whew, that's a little hot. So, I guess, you know, I've been thinking about this thing right here for that wind thing. So, obviously, let's check this out. What you would do here, you let it wrap around it. And then in the case of this thing right here, you know, it's going to probably get a little hot. You know, there wasn't the best reviews on this thing. I think it's really meant for the smaller containers, but I'm just seeing if I could get this thing to work for this. You know, to keep the wind down. I'm not quite sure if it would. The way this is made. Now, obviously, you know, you could peg this. Like if you got in a place where you could put it around something like that, you could peg it around there. But we'll have to check again when I have the smaller containers for the thing to see if that thing will set around the container and not this, and that you can still, you know, keep the wind off the actual fire. So, but this thing can come in handy regardless. Well, so it took about probably about 3 minutes or so, maybe 4, for this little burner to cool down as well, to where you could take it back apart. So, like I said, I'm learning. I do love the little thing that's, you know, how it's made. Got the little container, you know, it fits. That little spring-loaded thing aggravates you a little bit, but it fits right back in there, and it fits right back down in your pot. So all we're waiting on is the food here. We still got about 6 minutes, so stay tuned. All right, y'all. Here we go. Got 3, 2, 1. That's 10 minutes right there. So, all right, it says to open the packet. Hey. Stir again. Boy, that still seems very warm. Smells good. All right. Let's see if y'all can get a look at that. There it is. Some rice, black beans. Let's see if it's got a little... I think it's supposed to have some bison in it, so... Blowing off here. That's boiling water. It's even got pieces of biscuit in it. Wow. It's actually really good. It's hot. So, one of the conclusions to this is let me get another bite here. That's actually not bad. It's got navy beans in there. That's actually really good. I'm hungry too. But, All right. So if you do the math on this, you're probably still looking at about 20 minutes to eat at camp. So, well, y'all, I'll have to give the Bison Backcountry Bowl a good 4.5 out of 5. There's nothing ever really 5, right? But I'm telling you, this is eatable. It tastes great. Like I said, the only drawback would be is the sodium. If you got a problem with sodium, probably going to have to eat half of these at a time or something like that. But other than that, I mean, I guarantee you, after hiking all day through the woods and, probably getting a little chilly in the afternoon, tired, it's going to take you a little while to get it going. But I'm telling you right now, it is delicious, but it's going to be really good when you're really tired. And like I always say, you can't harvest them in the house. You got to get up, get outdoors, and have a great time and worship the Creator more than the created. Thank you so much for tuning in.